Hello students, welcome back to you all. In this video, we are going to study the second part of the sixth chapter, The 100 Dresses, part second, written by Elbasar Ister. Before going to the text, once again, let us try to understand the theme of the story. The theme of the story of the chapter 6th, the 100 Dresses, part second, becomes rather difficult for a poor immigrant like Wanda Petronsky to adjust herself in an environment which is not very conducive to her. However, Wanda rises above all these petty considerations. She still loves her previous school and her classmates. She is generous enough to donate her 100 drawings to her classmates. She has no ill feelings towards Peggy, who used to tease her by putting embarrassing questions regarding her dresses. She allows Peggy to have the drawing of the green dress and Maddie the blue one. However, the damage has been done in this letter to Miss Mason. Wanda's father clearly mentions how he is forced to move out of the place and get his children admitted to a new school. The message is very clear. Any kind of discrimination does torture those who suffer it silently. So, my dear student, before going to the next page or coming to the text, let us try to understand the previous paragraph. Just we are going to recap the previous paragraph so that we can understand the next one. Now, in our previous paragraph, there was the Maddie decisions. There was Maddie's decision, and it was a very strong decision about Wanda. She thought that Wanda, in her blue dress and the little house she had lived in, she reached an important conclusion. She was not going to stand by and say nothing again. She would never forgive anyone insulting others because they were funny, looking or had strange names. She would stand up and speak up. She would oppose injustice even if it meant losing Peggy's friendship. Now, come to the next page. On Saturday, Maddie spent the afternoon with Peggy. They were writing a letter to Wanda Petronsky. It was just a friendly letter telling about the contest and telling Wanda she had won. They told her how pretty her drawings were, and if it they asked her if she liked where she was living and if she liked her new teacher. They had meant to say they were sorry, but it ended up with their just writing a friendly letter, the kind they would have written to any good friend, and they signed it with lots of access for love. They mailed the letter to Boggins Heights, writing please forward on the envelope. Days passed and there was no answer, but the letter did not come back. So maybe Wanda had received it. Perhaps she was so hurt and angry she was not going to answer. You could not blame her. Weeks went by and still Wanda did not answer. Peggy had begun to forget the whole business, and Maddie put herself to sleep at night making speeches about Wanda, defending her from great crowds of girls who were trying to tease her with how many dresses have you got? And before Wanda could press her lips together in a tight line, the way she did before answering, Maddie would cry out, "Stop!" Then everybody would feel ashamed the way she used to feel. Here in this paragraph, the story of 100 dresses, Peggy and Maddie write a letter to Wanda. It was an apology letter. They are asking for pardon what they have done wrong with Wanda Petronsky. So, my dear students, Peggy and Maddie decided to write a letter to Wanda. They wrote how pretty her drawings were. It means they told through that letter that her drawings were so pretty. They asked if she liked her new place and her new teacher. They wanted to feel sorry, but they ended up with writing just a friendly letter. It means they wrote in that letter if she liked her new place, new teacher, new school, just they want. It means Maddie and Peggy wanted to feel sorry for what they have done, and they ended up with writing just a friendly letter. Just they want to have a good friendship. My dear students, let's come to the next paragraph. Now it was Christmas time, and there was snow on the ground. Christmas bells and a small tree decorated the classroom. On the last day of school, before the holidays, the teacher showed the class a letter she had received that morning. Come to the next page. You remember Wanda Petronsky, the gifted little artist who won the drawing contest? Well, she has written me, and I am glad to know where she lives because now I can send her medal. I want to read her letter to you. The class sat up with a sudden interest and listened intently. Dear Miss Mason. Now, Miss Mason is going to read the letter. How are you in room 13? Please tell the girls they can keep those 100 dresses because in my new house I have a 100 new ones all lined up in my closet. I would like that girl, Peggy, to have the drawing of the green dress with the red trimming, and her friend Maddie to have the blue one. For Christmas, I miss that school, and my new teacher does not equalize with you. Merry Christmas to you and everybody. Yours truly, Wanda Petronsky. Here in this passage, Miss Mason had received a letter from Wanda Petronsky. On the last day of school, before Christmas holidays, Miss Mason received a letter It was from Wanda Petronsky. She wished, desired that the girls of room 13 could keep those 100 dresses. She had a new 100 dresses in her new house. She would like Peggy to have the drawing of the green dress and her friend Maddie to have the blue one. She wrote that she missed the school. Her new teacher doesn't equalize with Miss Mason. Now, come to the last paragraph. On the way home from school, Maddie and Peggy held their drawings very carefully. All the houses had wreaths decorated wholly in the windows. Outside the grocery store, hundreds of Christmas trees were stacked, and in the window, candy, peppermint sticks, and cornucopias of semi transparent paper were strung. Cornucopias means decorative containers full of flowers and fruits. The air smelled like Christmas, and light shining everywhere reflected different colors on the snow. Boy, said Peggy, this shows she really likes us. It shows she got our letter, and this is her way of saying that everything's alright. And that's. I hope so, said Maddie sadly. She felt sad because she knew she would never see the little tight lipped police girl again and couldn't ever really, ever really make things right between them. She went home and she pinned her drawing over a torn place in the pink flowered wallpaper in the bedroom. The shabby room came alive from the brilliancy of the colors. Maddie sat down on her bed and looked at the drawing. She had stood by and said nothing. But Wanda had been nice to her anyway. Tears blurred her eyes and she gazed for a long time at the picture. Blurred means made hazy or foggy. Then hastily she rubbed her eyes and studied it intently. The colors in the dress were so vivid, that means very clear, that she had scarcely noticed the face and head of the drawing, but it looked like her Maddie. It really looked like her own mouth. Why, it really looked like her own self. Wanda had really drawn this for her. Excitedly, she ran over to Peggy's. Peg, she said, let me see your picture. What's the matter? Asked Peggy as they chattered up to her room where Wanda's drawing was lying face down on the bed. Maddie carefully raised it. Look, she drew you. She drew you. That's you, she exclaimed. And the head and face of this picture did look like Peggy. What did I say? Said Peggy. She must have really liked us anyway. Yes, she must have, agreed Maddie. And she blinked away the tears that came every time she thought of Wanda standing alone in that sunny spot in the schoolyard, looking stolidly over at the group of laughing girls after she had walked off, after she had said Sure, 100 of them all lined up. Now, my dear student, in this paragraph, Wanda liked her friend, her schoolmates, Peggy and Maddie. And, and what was her feeling about Peggy and Maddie? Those who always teased her. So, what does the author tell about the feeling of Wanda towards her friend? Let us try to comprehend. Peggy told Maddie that Wanda actually liked them. She replied that later there was no ill feeling among them. Everything was alright. Maddie felt sad that they would never see the little police girl again. She went home, she pinned the drawing on the wallpaper, tears blurred, that means made hazy to her eyes, made foggy to her eyes. She looked intently and found that the face and head of the drawing looked like her. Excitedly, she ran over to Peggy. She showed Peggy her picture. The head and face of her picture also did look like Peggy. Peggy replied that Wanda must have really liked them. Now, my dear students, it was all about chapter 6, the 100 dresses, part 2nd. I hope that you have understood well. And my dear student, I humbly suggest you go through the chapters and try to comprehend the textual meaning of the difficult word, phrases, and write the question answer in your notebook. Thank you.